Hello everybody, my sincerest apologies for the first video. I had no idea it was going to turn out the way it did as far as the final product being up and down. I am so sorry. But hopefully what I did discuss, hopefully y'all can understand. I will probably do another video redoing that entire first part. Good thing I only did about the first part of the game. However, I will try to do this the appropriate way, left and right. Well, have my phone on the side. Again, my sincerest apologies for that. I hope y'all understand. Hopefully y'all can see this better. Again, my apologies. I will probably do the whole first part again. I will leave that video, though, for the commentary part of it. And I will just do a silent walkthrough for the second video, for the part pwnge 1 part 2, or take 2, but I will still leave the first one for the commentary, and tips and tricks. Again, my sincerest apologies. But I'm going to try this different ways. Here, I'm just going to... This is really the main part where everything comes together. This is really where the game truly starts anyway, so... I usually dual-wield with the pistol because it's always it's a guaranteed instant kill. Again, my thing is inverted. So it's just always going to be inverted because, again, I have to watch my phone, babysit it, to make sure. Again, kind of watch for where my map is, watch where I am. I will try to keep everything as centered as possible but you might just have to tolerate like my thumb being in the way a little bit because the way I have my phone. I will try to adjust that. But you might just have to kind of tolerate my hand being in the way because this is the only comfy position, and honestly, I think as long as you can see the main part, everything should be good. So again, the first part I might do a second blind silent walkthrough, but I'll leave the first part for commentary purposes. For some of these, you will have to, be mindful of your surroundings. You will notice some weird, oh, that's where another thing is. I'm sure y'all can still figure out where, actually, there's like a hole in here somewhere. For those of y'all who can't find the other item here, from the very beginning, instead of taking a right like I did, take a left. Sometimes 2 shots just doesn't cut it. Hop down here. Down here is an Enigma code. Turn to your left. Right when you fall down. There it is. On that crate. I will probably be discussing a lot of stuff I did in the first one this episode, just so y'all can, in case I do have to do a silent walkthrough to make up for it, y'all will still be able to hear some of the commentary there and not have to just listen to it. You'll actually be able to follow along with what I'm doing. So I'm going to be going over a few things, again, apologies for being redundant, and to continue on, you want to just not fall through. What I was discussing in the first one a little bit was all of these are found in order. Some of them are a little difficult to find in order for the fact of sometimes you have to go find a third one in order to do some weird parkour to find the second. And you'll notice that in the later on when you're trying to get the Nautica railway wagon. Spoiler. Here's the sword. I think I just honestly missed one. I try to keep up with these. I really do. Stay crouched even here because they will notice you. They do recognize here noises from below, and you can read it, and it will state that, regardless of whether you walk or, you know, crouch. In the first one, I was going to explain all the things I should have gotten. I should have gotten sprint while sliding, or dual 3 kills while sprint while sliding. My sincerest apologies. I should have already received stealth kills from throw knives. I should have already received silent takedowns while overcharged health. I should have done that before I should have gotten this one before I reached the area where I have to throw the grenade and blow up the bomb shelter. I should have a lot more of that. I should have that one. I would still be working on. I can't do that. I should have already been well, actually, I'm already working on that. I should have already received some grenade kills. So you can just do the math there. I should have gotten a lot of stuff that I just did not get. Here, if you did not kill everybody from behind those blocks, you will have a fight. I should have killed everybody. That dude should not have been there. There's a lot of places that are sketchy as to how they don't. Another thing I described is some of the health will only give you 5. Like this food, it would have only given me 5. However, just take it once, because I can take both of these and it plus me by 10. Yes. Or I could take this one and let it load up to 20, because whenever I take damage, even 1 or say even 15 or 19 damage, it will go up to the nearest 20. So I'll go 20, 40, 60, 80, whichever, you know. So if I get 5 at, say I have 20 health and I take a 5, I'll go right up to 40. So that 5 is really worth more. I just have to wait. Is really worth 20. I just have to wait for it to, you know, recharge my health, which it does slowly. There's really not a lot I talked about in the first video, but the second one should be better. Again, I might do a silent playthrough in the first one. I might explain some stuff again, just because it's really hard for me not to play this and explain it, or justify my actions as to some of the things I do. There's a gold artifact right behind this spot where you experience your a dog attack. Right behind there is a artifact. It's inside a crate, which I will show you. See that? That is a artifact of which I have found. And as you can plainly see, what's sad is I really think I know where that one was, and that was probably near the first concept art. But as you can tell, up until, I'm still going in order. I'm still finding everything in order. I'm still doing good. It's just I missed that one. I will do short videos as to where the others are. So it'll be a 2-minute video that I'm showing you, or I will leave in the description below as to the time that I played. So say it was 15 minutes in, 30 seconds. Instead of going this way, look at your map and go to the room just below where your arrow is, or where you are located. I'll probably explain it something like that. When it comes to shooting these, you can tell when you killed them. You can get up to 19, 18 I think, no, 17 actually. No, 17 or 18 here, if you're careful. But really you're just shooting and spraying and praying until you blow up those little canisters, and then you just kill the remaining enemies. Or explosive barrels. I really don't exactly know what you're shooting at. But if you do not kill a commander in time, another thing I explained in the first one was commanders, there are commanders, and there are some where there are no commanders, and you really have to listen to the cutscenes and what Anna, spoiler, and them tell you. For example, here's an Enigma code, and just to make sure I'm going in order, I'm still going in order, so I gotta be careful of that other one, because there's really not many places it can be. Because after this, I go into a room where that's pretty much a giant cutscene. There's a few fighting scenes, but it's really just the one. As far as that, I'm stuck in the one room, so I gotta be vigilant. And I really gotta be vigilant because, as you can see, there are no more question marks for here. In order to unlock your maps, all you have to do is stealth kill, mind you, one commander. You do not have to kill all 3 or 2 per map. So if you screw up on one, pray there's more than one, you only have to kill one. The first commander you see, make it your priority to stealth kill. That is another reason I always have my pistols out. And you'll see me go through most of the game once I get the perks with my pistol only. So I pretty much do the entire game with my pistol only, regardless of what I think is easier, unless it's a perk. But, because sometimes you'll shoot somebody and not know that they are a commander, because there are some commanders that are far enough to where they do not show up a bar, so you kind of have to just be quick with the trigger. I mean, I think it shows the bar, but don't always really count on there being a bar. Just instinctively silent kill. It's just easier. It's just that much easier. Here, when you come here, to your left, there is the key. There is other stuff that you can get. You cannot open anything until Wyatt screws up. Here, depending on what you, who you save, determines whether it's an electrical thing or if it's a lock pad. Again, like I said, this is all really just one big talking scene. They want you to look around, try to understand what's going on. For those of you, this is definitely not for if you're trying to do this fast. Sorry if I kind of turn weird. I'm trying to look at this, make sure I'm on my phone's doing okay. I hate that word, alright. Like, for example, I'm on 8%, but in this position, I can actually have it plugged up. And you see why it's a hassle for me to do anything. Everything just goes to crap. Alright, I am charging. There is stuff in here, such as that last Enigma code. There is pretty much, I mean, you could open the other drawers, you do have plenty of time, but really they're just health. Nothing. One of these is armor. You really don't need those. You can die in here, but they do give you enough time to try to figure out what's going on, because you got to save this guy. You got to get the key. But you can die in here, I believe. I have never... for example, right there, I just died trying to show you all where all this crap you can find. Like I said in the first one, in case I do another take on it, and I just do a silent walkthrough, I will be having some inane deaths. I will have that are really not my fault. It's because I'm trying to explain to y'all stuff when really I can't explain it. It's stuff you just kind of have to trust me on. Yeah, there might be something cool that you need, like, ooh, that's help, that could have helped me. Really, you don't need, I could do this with 20 health on Uber, this room. These enemies right here, you want to shoot the, his, health things, his health tank. They call it a breathing device. Don't really face him too often, kind of just run around a little bit. See, I'm at 64, but I'm going to slowly regen to whatever. Now I gotta shoot his face. I usually just throw grenades. Again, sorry for the first episode. I really don't know what just went wrong. I finally got it to where it would do whatever, and it just didn't. If you're watching it on your phone, I guess it wouldn't be so bad, you know. Well, actually, no, even when you watch it on your phone, it's kind of iffy. It's a good thing I only messed up the first video, right? Yeah, that's Wilhelm is actually on your right, and so it's weird. Well, for me, he's on my right. At least up and down is normal. But aside from that inane death, like I mean, clearly that has nothing to do with skill. I just ran out of time because I was trying to explain to y'all stuff. But you could go through all that as long as you do it all at once. You can go through that and not mess up. You just gotta do it all quickly. You can lose the game here if you wait long enough. It's really, really inane. I don't really like the health upgrades too much. I prefer the armor upgrades, believe it or not. But I think what I'm gonna do is oh man, I might actually do the health upgrades just because I'm gonna be explaining a lot of crud to y'all, and I need to have the time to explain it. I'm gonna say Ferguson only because I'm gonna be explaining a lot to y'all, and the extra health will kind of buy me a little bit of time to dick around and run around and show y'all all these secret spots that you can snipe enemies from, and show you as a field test, you know. Alright, I'm gonna run here, I'm gonna snipe that guy, and then I'm gonna explain it while I'm doing it and probably after as well. So I'm just gonna save him for the sake of, you know, whatever. I prefer armor upgrades personally because health is usually not a big deal for me. It's time and me not paying attention half the time. But I'm getting these peak focus pills tomorrow. You can get them on Amazon for $10 if you got Prime. Otherwise, it's like $15. This guy, for this part, it's not just him. In general, it's just weird, though, because it's like whatever one you do, you gotta do, like, every other one. Like, sometimes I'll hit that one and I have to hit that one. Like, I'll come to this one. Or I'll hit that one and I'll go to this one. And don't worry about him. He does get picked up. I think he dies anyway. I like how he just breaks it while Wyatt actually picks it. Also, I mean, I'm better at the wire thing than the lockpick, because the lockpick, I could be like right on it, and it just not give it to me. You know, I'll hold it there, and I will not move my hands at all, like perfectly still, absolutely in the same spot. Same with leaning, and it'll just move me. Here I'm going to skip. This part I'm going to skip. This really has nil to do with anything. You'll suss this too when you play it. Sadly, I can't skip this part. I have to watch this part. I wish I could. But they want to have you watch the backstory behind everybody and all this garbage. It's whatever. And also pay attention to some of the rooms in the cutscenes too. They might give you hints as to where some stuff are. Or some stuff might be. Some stuff are, some stuff is, some stuff might be. I know two of those is like absolutely improper English. It's absolutely not right to always say where stuff might be. I try to avoid saying stuff. Say like items or something. It's more sophisticated. I don't know. I mean, I wrote an essay writing the only once. Like 5 paragraphs. Each one had like 6 or 7 sentences in it. I used the. Like, for example, Napoleon Bonaparte used the blah blah blah. Or he was the blah blah blah. You know what I mean? I used the word, only once in the entire essay that I wrote for this one dude. And he got a 99, I think, because the teacher hated him. I mean, how do you get a 99? Unless you misspell your name. I know I didn't have any grammar issues. I read at a college level. So, I've been writing at a college level since I was like pretty much middle school. So, I don't want to hear it from any teacher. I know how to write. I mean, how else are you going to get a 99? A 99. And he said there was absolutely nil wrong with the paper. She didn't have any marks on it, and she just gave him a 99. And I believe it too, because I wrote it. So if you ever get that one teacher, or, you know, I'm not going to say I'll do, you know, certain things, you know, for certain things, but, you know, if you were to ever use something I wrote as something to pass a test and you got anything less than 100, your teacher hates you. Or has some secret beef with you, or just really doesn't believe you wrote it. That I could understand. But there's, I mean, I wrote a 100-point essay. A++, infinity plus. Using the only once. I use a bunch of words like very few times as well. Stuff y'all probably use a lot more often than you really think. I mean, write down every time you say the word the. Write down how many times you actually use it in just 5 minutes. And then if it's really not that often, you know, go throughout the entire day. Or just put yourself in front of the camera and make a short speech and see how many times you use the word the. Or the word are. Or the word, or whatever, you know. But do the, because I know the is possible to do, like, to write and not ever have to use it. I know that for, you know, that's empirical. I know that. You can do it. There is a silencer in this one, but... So as you can see, I just kind of went out, turned right, and I'm going to turn left. Oh! He just died? There is a commander up ahead. And I just hit him in the dick. My apologies. And part of my French. I just alerted him, but he's... as you can see, I got the suppressed pistol. I am in this location. Can you even see my arrow on here? Is it too bright to even see? Does that help any? Alright, see where the red is? I am in the middle of the red and the top of that little section. Just go up that little thing. But at this point, I'm actually grateful because now I got some cover, and hopefully I can get some other perks while I'm at it. Let's see what all I can get, actually. I'm not working on anything stealth, I know that. I'm not working on that. I guess really I can only work on dual-wield kills. Or get... How did I not get that while aiming? I should have already had that. I wish you could destroy those. Oh, if you are on the side with the plant, this room to you, go all the way down and go to your right. Not to your right. Come in this little this corridor right here. Turn dead right, and you'll see this. This will bring you to the downstairs floor, where I just received Deadeye. Now this part is a little tricky. I usually use the pistol for it. I usually just kind of guess. That is where you find more shotgun shells. Usually I get all my overcharged kills if I was slacking here. Let's see how many I actually got. I have 2 out of 5 now. I will be going back upstairs to grab some stuff, so don't worry. There is a letter in here though, so you definitely want to get here though, because I will also be needing the shotgun, which I passed. And up here is the shotgun. Usually if you don't go through that door, you will come here regardless. You'll be coming through this way, which is pretty much just past it. So it's really easy to miss. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Again, an inane death that could have easily been avoided. I just completely let it blur out of my head that I just alerted a commander earlier, and everything was going quietly. For future references, people understand that once you alert them, even if the heat has cooled down, you know, that they will still be after you. In the bathroom, where I'm going to try to avoid the cutscene, here is Wyatt's armor upgrade. So I will be progressing through here very slowly. I think I already know what that is. Oh, it's a... When you unlock the maps, when you find the maps, these are actually crucial to find because they show you the entire layout of the area as opposed to just what you have discovered. It portrays the entire layout so that you may... I just now really realized the importance of those. I don't know why it spawned me without enemies this go around. Maybe it does that if you suck so hard, you know? I should say suck so bad, because that other terminology was just awful. Here's the shotgun. Like I said, just past the other part. I just alerted everybody. Those doors just flew wide open. I am so sorry if I die here, because I really shouldn't. Fuck. Well, I'm probably just gonna call it here, everybody. I am just really, my hand's starting to hurt again. My finger, I didn't cut a tendon or anything, but I hit it on my index finger, and ever since, I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm really not. It's just starting to hurt now. I was doing fine earlier, but I also took painkillers earlier, so I was pretty much up earlier, you know. Again, my sincerest apologies. On that. That really should have Usually he runs out, but yep. So, like, my sincerest apologies. I really shouldn't be dying for half of this stuff. You clearly just saw me just own all of those people just now. I mean, it's really not hard for me to just go through all of this. I mean, it's just, I don't know, things just never want to work out the way I need them to. Oh, and where I just came from upstairs, it's really on the other side, right, when I showed you, you can go from the top of the stairs, right after this clutter, or if you're coming from below, just below it is the Enigma code. And we have all except one gold piece, which is outside, underneath the hood of the car. I don't know why it keeps letting me pick all this crap up. It probably lets my ammo stack, too. I really have no idea. But you saw me just own all of that. And that's what I should have done in the beginning. Or that's what I was trying to do. But I kept trying to show you all these different other ways. And going all the other ways, depending on your style of fighting, depends on what enemies get alerted. If you don't do it a specific way. For example, I should have already had a lot of that done. I should have already had at least 20 to 30 done. I should have had well over 20 to 30, but, you know, I should have already had that done. I should have already had that done. I should have already had I should have had most of 40 headshot kills. In fact, I probably should have already had that. That's like 4 right there, not counting the others 2 or 3 that I should have already had done. I should have already had indirect kills by enemy grenades, but I wasn't going to attempt that anyway until later when it was most easy. Grenade kills, I should have already had like 6 perks by now. I should have had pretty much 4 from, or I should have had 3 from here. I should have had throw knives, that's 4. See, I got 48 out of 50 dual wield. I should have already had 40 if I already got 3 headshot kills. I should have already had that. So that's 3, 4, 5, potentially 6 perks already by now, and I already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I should have already had almost 14 to 16 perks by now before I even made it out of the asylum. Before I even made it to the asylum, I should have already had this. And I know because I've done it before. I know you can get those before the asylum because I have done this on Uber. I have gotten all of those. And on top of having at least 16 perks, I should have already had most of the others almost done. By the time I go to the next area, I should have the other like 6 or 5 or whatever. I should have already had more than 5 definitely already almost done. So on top of 16, I should have had almost more than 5 done by the next one. So I should at least, like literally by the next area, I should be getting most of these. I should already have all of these by the next area except that one, because the camp funds you can only really do when they appear. But I should have already had that actually, because there was more than enough camp funds that I could have killed silently with a knife. Well, actually it says or ranged. I do not know why I don't have 5 already. But that just proves my point. I already have 8 Or 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I already have 8. So I just right now proved to y'all that because all the others were within 40 kills, and I already have well over 40 kills because you just saw I had 38 when it came to dual wield kills, not counting my stealth kills and all that other stuff. Stealth kills contributed, yes, but as far as, you know, grenade kill, well, actually no, stealth kills don't contribute. So I already killed well over 100 enemies just now. So really, there is no excuse you should not have over almost all your perks before you even get... You should have all your perks pretty much, and I can prove to you that you should have all of your perks by the time you complete the second... But by the time you beat this first disc. But before you even get halfway through the first disc, really. There are some that you can only do past the first disc, because there are some enemies, there are some guns that you just cannot get until the second disc. I understand this. But as far as just now, I should already have 16 perks. In fact, I should have more than 16 almost. I should have, you know, I could have probably done a lot more than just 16. I probably could have gotten well over 16 before I even made it to the asylum. So if you get any less than 16 perks by the time you get here, that means you were definitely taking your time and you weren't giving a crap. Somebody who gives a crap, they would have already had 16 perks by now. 16 perks. 16 people. 16. Let me show you. Let me tell you how many perks there are. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 perks. 16, 36, 32. There are 32, and you should have had half of them. You should have half of your perks. And that's considering the fact you're gonna not really get headshots every time. That's considering the fact you're not gonna get a lot of stuff. That's actually being lenient. That's giving you some leeway, like, oh crap, I could totally just bypass all those enemies, but I can still get it. These robots right here, these drones actually count as, enemies killed by grenades. I at least want to try to get one. Jesus Christ. Oh, whatever. I will show you can do this outside of there. I'm going to play this safe, though. You want to stay to the outside of the map. If you want to really kind of do it. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who can play Uber and totally just rape this. But as far as trying to get perks and everything, you definitely... And trying to do this using only one life, which I already did not do, which my intentions was that. Or were that. You can get it. Give me a sec. Oh, it's under the other one. So, I'm going to call that. As y'all can see, you should have had well over, you know, well over 8 perks by now. It's ridiculous. You should have had half your perks by now. Which I have failed to do because I died a few times trying to show y'all stuff, trying to over-explain myself. And I think the next few videos I'm just not going to really over-explain myself. I'm just going to kind of go for it. Right now you're just missing Blaskowitz in the car. I mean, if you really wanted to look at it. I mean, you can't really see it anymore because it's blurry now. But I hope you all understand some of the reasons why I died. I'm trying to explain stuff. As you can see through a lot of that, I really can just run through Uber. In fact, I usually run through it using pistols only. In fact, that's probably easier than a lot of the stuff. It's just the most powerful and accurate weapon, I think. Most efficient. Well, that's gonna be it for this video.